Hi everyone, welcome to today's Employability Live. My name is Sam from Turnheads and I'm here with Oliver Jones and Wendy from Skills Mansion. And today our subject is going to be about junior job hunting. So how to kind of keep perspective on all the kind of new stresses that you're probably going to be experiencing as you graduate and go into the big wide world by yourself for the first time, because it can be a little bit daunting. You might not know where to start. Yeah, we just thought it would be cool to kind of go around the room and sort of share our tips and our insights, being as how we've all done it, we've all been there, and what we can maybe feed back to you guys to sort of help out and give a bit of insight to. So for me, I would say definitely kind of make a plan. I feel like I thought about the whole application process maybe too late in my university experience. And I'm that kind of person that deals with stress and anxiety by getting organised. So I would suggest kind of, making a plan about who you want to contact, who the contacts within that company are, a little bit about them, get your research done, put it all in a spreadsheet. So it's all there for you to kind of relate back to and kind of track as you go. And it also gives you that sense of accountability as well as you do that. And so that you're not getting stressed out by kind of applying to lots of different places and then forgetting about, who you sent to, what to and when, and how long you need to leave it before you get back in touch with them, and all that kind of thing. So it's just those little bits of like, sort of stress and complication that you can kind of from the get-go just set yourself up in a good way, and then you haven't got to think about it. You just kind of go through the motions, and just set yourself some time aside each week to just reach out and make a new connection, find a new company, and just keep kind of chugging along in your employment process, really. So Oliver, do you have any tips for the viewers?
Yeah, and absolutely, and I totally agree with what you just said. Preparation is very is key, and just have the intention to be open to all the possibilities, even if it's a company that you're not so sure, maybe they're not aligned with me, or I don't really like what they do. If you send stuff to them and they're open for you to come in, be open to that opportunity and go in and learn and ask questions, and because people can feel your energy, whether you're open-minded or not, and whether you want to learn and things like that. So yeah, be a ball of energy for them, and be like a sponge and soak everything up. And as you said, Sam, make a preparation and plan and organize way before the time where you're like, oh, what do I do now? So you kind of hit the ground running. And also know that you might not get the job that you want. You might not. It might take a few weeks or months, and in my case, it took, I think, a good year before I got my first junior position, just doing placements. Mm-hmm. And just be open to learning, and also on the other side of the coin as well is look at companies that you really want to work for. What work out there do you really admire and want to be involved with, and get chatting to them, because everyone loves compliments, and compliment them online and social media, and make those comments daily on other people's work and stuff, and then they might recognize you when you contact them. So that would be kind of initial thoughts.
Yeah, really good tip actually. Yeah. And Wendy, how about you?
Yeah, I'm pretty much echoing what you guys have said. The preparation bit is probably the key thing. And I do a lot of that with Skills Mansion and the students I support. It's all about preparing it, really having objectives. And I know it might sound a little bit serious, a little bit like, why am I spending time actually preparing to a degree where you're looking at objectives. But if you think about it, preparing for something that you're going to do for the rest of your life, I think is kind of worth it. Most of us plan holidays 6 months, a year before we go on holiday. And yet, you know, the one thing that's going to matter the most in our lives, we're not taking the time out to do that. So I think preparation, no matter, you know, how daunting it may seem, start somewhere. It could be just talking to someone about what you want to do. It could be joining a particular community and just starting to find out what everyone else is doing. So the next thing I'll always say is discovery. Go out there and discover. You know, it's no longer a case where people are stuck in conventional jobs. You know, you can be a creative in so many different ways. Collaborating with others, you know, do little projects while you're looking for work. It will inspire you to do other things. The one thing I've also asked, you know, people who are entering a new industry, for example, or for the first time you're going into the world of work, have a bit of self-awareness about who you are. I think that's a really important thing. We may not know exactly what we're good at or exactly what career we want to go into, but just start the process of understanding where your key strengths are. Sell those, make those your, you know, your branding statement that, you know, you are the most creative person in the room, and you want to learn from other creative who is just as good as you know, or you could be really a technically good, you know, designer, you know, and you really want to, you know, hone on to that, but you need to discover what that thing is that you're really good at. Anytime you find something that you're good at naturally, to find the right job, to find the right thing to do in life will become so much easier, and you will enjoy what you do anyways. And the last thing I would say is get support. You can't do it on your own. I know of a lot of us, I would say my own experience, I tried to do it on my own. I would, you know, submit applications. I wouldn't tell anyone because I was afraid if I didn't get the job, then I have to spread the news. So I would go through that whole thing on my own, and it was not fun. It wasn't pleasant. And yeah, you end up just taking probably the first job that comes up, which I would not advise that you just take a job. If you do take a job, just know that there's a lot to discover from, you know, because you might be in a situation where you need X amount of money to do X amount of things. But I think, you know, discover yourself, get that support network, you know, get people around you to know what you're doing, go into communities, share, and, you know, everything will fall into place.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. So yeah, I mean, Oliver, you've been in the industry for, you know, over 20 years now, and obviously some creative industries and businesses, you know, you can be kind of working in quite a high stress, like fast turnaround sort of environment, often in kind of mixed group of people who you may not have necessarily worked with before as well. So I mean, you know, you've kind of moved into kind of life coaching now. So I just wondered if you could maybe share just a bit of your journey and what you kind of recognised through your career, and what kind of led you into the life coaching.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. It's interesting what Wendy just said about, you know, what is it you enjoy doing, and I enjoy doing some design and making logos, and working with the team I found quite nice as well. And there was, throughout my design career, I never felt, you know, that's what I get out of bed for, design. I never design exhibitions and stuff like that. I was, you know, sometimes friends would go to and I'd tag along, but I'd always be, I don't know, thinking about other things and stuff. And I noticed that throughout my life, people would always open up to me, whether on, you know, a coffee break or something at work, or after work, you know, down the pub or something. People always open up to me and say, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but blah, 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 blah. And then they said, thanks so much. You know, that really, really helped. And I don't know, intuitively give some advice. And that's something that I naturally do. And that really dropped in, I suppose, in 2019. I was at a workshop, and it was a coaching workshop, and I was given the microphone to coach someone at the front, and didn't know what to do, but I ended up coaching her, and she had some nice breakthroughs, and just to witness that was amazing. And then the penny sort of dropped that maybe I could be a life coach. And so I trained in being a life coach during the first lockdown here in the UK. And it was a 6-month course with a company called Mindful Talent. And yeah, that's just so aligned with what I naturally do. I'm naturally good at just holding the space with someone and giving some advice and reflecting back to them what they're not aware of what they're saying, whether it's self-negative talk or the way they're looking at things. And I just give them a change in perspective. And like, oh, right, I don't look at it like that. And you see their shoulders drop and their body language change. And I'm a big believer of less chit chat, more about what's actually going on in people's lives and getting to the root cause of a problem. I just love that. And once they see that from a different perspective or a blind spot being pointed out for them, they can then look at that and deal with that. And it can happen in any area of their life, whether it's work life, love life, health and fitness, their diet. Once you start looking at one area, it's like, okay, what about this area of your life? And create that kind of balanced life in a way. And I just love helping people, and it's what I naturally am good at. And I had this design background of 20 odd years, so hence I want to use that experience as well with the newfound love of life coaching, and with what I do naturally of just holding space with people and giving advice and stuff. And just jumped onto this call straight away when you invited me, and hey presto, here I am as a life coach with design experience. So,
yeah, that's great. And I think, the key thing, I think, to a lot of this, isn't it, is about perspective. It's putting, this moment in your life when you are stepping out, you're going into a completely new phase of your life and your journey as a human being, that you do need to take those rejections, those walls of silence, those jobs you don't quite get. You have to just keep the perspective on things as to, that doesn't define you as a person, and it just means there's something better out there at the end of the day. You just haven't found it yet.
Yeah, you're like reading my mind. Like, I'll say that with Sam. It's not finished, but you said what I just was going to say. So it's true. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thanks guys for chatting today. And we're going to jump over into Instagram to kind of carry on the conversation. But Oliver, if anyone wants to get in contact with you about the kind of life coaching side, especially with your kind of design background as well, how can they connect with you?
Yes, through LinkedIn. So it's Oliver William Jones on LinkedIn, and also on Instagram, which is oliver.w.jones. Bit of a mouthful, but that's the name I could get. My Ollie Jones and things like that are all taken. So, and my website, it's under construction. So being a designer, I wanted to look right. So
the perfectionist comes out.
The typography on, like, I don't know, Squarespace or something is not quite right. So I want to find a platform where I can get it right and looking original and
the struggles of a designer.
Fun struggles.
Fun struggles. Important, I think.
Important fun struggles, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, building your own website, I think, is amazing. Yeah.
Well, thanks guys, and if anyone wants us to answer any other questions that you might have, or if you want us to chat about a specific subject next week, then please let us know in the comments below. Otherwise, we will see you next Wednesday for another Employability Live.
Yeah.
Bye.